Keystone Stitcher. Welcome. Today is a special edition of Flosstube in which I am going to show you everything in the Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition for this year, for 2026. I'm going to do it a little bit differently. So instead of telling you the artist and all the information, if it needs anything special, I'm going to just show you the image, and I'm going to put on the screen the measurements, the stitch count measurements. And that way this should go a little bit quicker. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments or reach out to me privately. You can always reach me through Instagram. I am the Keystone Stitcher on Instagram as well. So let's do this and see how short this can be. Okay, so we have the table of contents, and you can see it's divided into 5 sections. I will even show you my favorite in here when we get to it. Okay, this first one, this is called, okay, so this is your section here. And this first one is called Ghostly Garden. And this is Ghostly Garden. And I think that's really cute. I like the fabric. I think if it was done on a lighter fabric, I don't think I'd like it as much. So that's number 1. Number 2, they have all of these on the same page. This is called Free Spirit. So the charts are on the same page as the image. So little hippie ghost there. This next one is called Hollister Cemetery. And I can show you that one right there. And then we have, oh wow, we have one that's not on the same page. This is Mrs. Ghosty's Kitchen. And it's that one right there. Okay, the next one is, let's see if I can get the corner. It's these 3 little ghosts, and they're called Hauntingly Hip. So, and then the next one is a big one, or at least bigger, and this is Pumpkin Patch Invasion. And next we come up to one of my favorites. This is called Good Haunting. No, Good Morning. I'm so sorry, Good Morning. And I love the sunflowers on there. There we go, that's a good picture. Our next one is a circular one. This is called Spirula, and this is Ghost and Mushroom Jellyfish. Interesting. It reminds me of a patriotic piece. I'm just getting patriotic vibes for the U.S. I live in the U.S. Okay, and then we'll see what our next one is. Our next one is called Is Anybody Home? And I do like this as well. I've seen a lot of the large full coverage haunted houses, and I just don't want to spend years on a large haunted house, but this would be really cute. If I straighten that out for you. And then we have, okay, now we come to the next section, which is called Trick or Treat, and here are some of the designs in this section. Okay, the first one is Treatosaurus Rex, and he's right there. Okay, and then the next one, how am I going to do this? This next one is called Sugar Rush. And we got a little pumpkin with his mouth stuffed full of candy. Pages are sticking. Now we have little stockings. So we have 4 stockings, and it's called just called Halloween stockings. And there, I'm going to see what you see. There we go. There they are. I think those are cute. I think I like the pumpkin one, and I like this witch's hat. Those are really adorable. Next we have Aussie Trick or Treat, which would be this one up here. And then the next one is called Vampir's Tales. And that's that one down there. So, okay, and then we have Rubber Ducky Halloween. And this is Rubber Ducky Halloween. I like the little cat. Is that supposed to be like Batman or something? Little police duck. So, yeah. Rubber Duck Halloween. All right, and then we have, I think this is so funny. We have Count Barkula, which I believe is a little Chihuahua. And he's adorable. I'm more of a husky person than a Chihuahua person. Okay, the next section is called Bewitching Stitching. And these are some of what you will see in that section. And I like that one. Okay, so first up is Spooky Sirens. And it's this one right here. Let's see if I can get a better view. And then, I don't know if I can, hold on. Put my thing here. Okay, and then the next one is this one down here, and this is called Books and Brew. So, yeah, a lot of colors in that little one. All right, and then we have Magical Mixers. And there's our little magical mixers. I would almost see taking the label part off and using them for little ornaments and not even use the bottles. Okay, the next one that we have is called Spellbound. And it is that right there. And then the next one is called Raven Witch. And this is the one that I said I really liked. So, almost reminds me of a Mill Hill. No beads though. All right, our next one is called Queen of Halloween, and there's that one. And then we have Old Witchy Friends, and this is Old Witchy Friends. Then we have what I think is probably my favorite out of the entire magazine. It's called Midnight Stroll. Now this is a full coverage, but I think I would just dye some fabric and I would skip all this background. I'll do the trees and the moon, but I'll put it on a dyed fabric. And I'm not quite sure, this says Midnight Stroll, and this background seems awful light to me. So I might play around with a darker fabric. But that would be that one. And then we have, the next section is called Fright Night. And these are the ones in this section. So first up is Creeping It Real, which is this one right here. And I may have to put a picture of this in. This is so tiny. This one is called Tombstone Sampler. And that's where, yeah, let me put a picture in. I don't think you'll ever be able to see that one. It's so tiny. Any of these that when I'm looking back on the video, if I think they're too small, I will go ahead and put a full-size picture in for you. This next one is called Halloween Visitor. And this reads, I'm only here for the candy. I think that's the only way I want to see the Grim Reaper. All right, the next one is called Spooky Spinner. And this one's kind of cool. So you have this, and then you have a spider. This is done on perforated paper, and it's done with beads. So yeah, the spider is done with beads. Actually, the whole thing is done with beads. But you can easily convert that to stitches. All right, this is called Mischief Makers, and it's these little 3 guys down here. And then we have Scary Movie Night. And so we have a little fireplace and TV. The next one we have is called a Bejeweled Spider. And I believe this uses, never mind, I can't say it, pipe cleaners, or what do you call these? But this is your Bejeweled Spider. Our next one is called Dark Wings. And it's just for a towel. So you can see the bat, and then our next one is called Dance Macabre. And it's that one right there. Little court jesters. Let's see what we have next. Oh, now we have the next section called Lighthearted Halloween. And I actually think these topiaries are really cute. Oh, there we go with the lighting. It's a little later in the day today. It's actually dinner time, so I'm not used to where the light is. This is our first one. Again, I think this is one I have to put a picture in. So I'll put a picture in there. That's called Halloween Roses. Our next one is called Maud Cat. And there's our cat. And then we have Little Pumpkin Cottage. I'm looking for the image. Oh, here it is. So Little Pumpkin Cottage is this one right here. And then the next one is called Autumn Pixie. And it's this little pixie down here. And then we have the topiary. So there's the topiary. I think this would look cute, even done individually instead of all on one. Now we have Halloween Street. These are a group of houses. You know what, I'm going to show you 2 at a time so I can see what I'm doing. So we have, what are they? We have Nightmare Hotel, and then we have a theater. And then on the other side we have a Barking Mad Pet Shop, and we have, looks like a pub. So this is the one I was having trouble reading the stitching on it. So those are really cute. Instead of having those on, they're either on perforated paper or plastic, I would almost do those on one piece of fabric and just have a whole street of them together. Okay, so they show them individually, but they're not any clear. And then we have Falling Pumpkins. This is a bookmark. Let me make sure I didn't skip anything here. Oh. So here's our Falling Pumpkin bookmark. Maybe if I turn sideways, I can get a better picture. How's that? So that's your Falling Pumpkin bookmark. And then we have Harvest Friends. And that's the end of the magazine. At the very end, you have the individual content page where it tells you which ones are on the page. So that is the Just Cross Stitch Halloween edition from 2026, and I'd love to hear what your favorite is out of that. So That's it for me today. I will see you soon with a normal Flosstube update.